The Swamp, or Inside the Mind of Donald Trump. His orations about migrants are a pastiche of others' golden oldies. Exhibit of the lie that migrants are sent from prisons and mental institutions. Amid the vomitous fusillade Donald Trump spewed at the now infamous rally thrown by the Buckeye Values PAC in Dayton, Ohio before the bit about the bloodbath, but after the one about how he would save our country by releasing those unbelievable patriots who assaulted the Capitol on January 6, America's 45th president addressed a certain category of migrants, the ones he wasn't sure one could even call people. He was strikingly specific, citing 22 who arrived from the Congo. He pretended to address those 22 benighted souls. Where are you from in the Congo? What's your address? He answered for them. Prison. Same, he said, with these people supposedly being sent by Central American governments, and I would do the same thing if I had prisons that were teeming with MS-13 and all sorts of people that they've got to take care of for the next 50 years. We have so many people being hurt so badly and being killed. They're sending their prisoners to see us suckers that we are. America just lets them in. In another of his most famous recent rants, the poisoning the blood one from last December in Reno, he puked something similar, with one extra detail. That blood-poisoning hordes had also been sprung from mental institutions all over the world, not just in South America. These are surreal refrains, entirely invented, of course. But Donald Trump, naturally, didn't invent them. Nobody ever accused the Donald of being innovative in his xenophobia, or of having a steel-trap mind, except himself, of course. However, regarding one very specific sort of cognition, the guy's Mensa-worthy. When it comes to the history of racial panics that happened during his adult lifetime, his brain is like flypaper. There was the time in the last year of his presidency, amid outbreaks of violence during Black Lives Matter protests, when he promised when the looting starts, the shooting starts, that was a memory he'd loosed from round about 1967, but when it was a slogan of Miami's racist police chief Walter E. Headley. His onstage panegyrics in the opening months of his 2016 presidential campaign cited the 1974 vigilante fantasy Death Wish. Today you can't make that movie because it's not politically correct, he lamented. Wrong as usual. It was remade in 2018, and here's a deep cut I was gobsmacked to get to the bottom of. I was researching the backstory of one of both Trump and his palavering audience's favorite speech refrains, a fairy tale about John J. Pershing as a role model for fighting Islamic terrorism. Trump would explain how Pershing supposedly caught 50 terrorists that did tremendous damage and killed many people. And he took the 50 terrorists, and he took 50 men, and he dipped 50 bullets in pig's blood. What I discovered was a Snopes.com article about the myth dated October 30th, 2001. It was one of those mega forwarded emails that right-wing uncles used to send you and everyone else in their address book back in those days. It concluded as Trump, did they let the 50th man go? And for the next 42 years there was not a single Muslim extremist attack anywhere in the world. Got to hand it to the guy. Trump is a veritable Wikipedia of America's racial ID. As a historian of this stuff, he even gives me a run for my money. There's a backstory, too, to this business about foreign potentates draining the contents of their prisons and mental institutions for the United States to absorb. It's a fascinating piece of cultural history. Al Pacino makes a cameo,